I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It is a great day. And guess what? I got a fellow musician on the air today, and he has his own SoundCloud, Spotify, wherever he is, you need to follow him. He is Warvet the I want to make sure I say this right. I'm going to say it right. He is Warvet the Rapper. I want to make sure I say it again one more time. Warvet the Rapper is here with us today, and thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. What's up, man?
What's going on? How's everybody going? How's everybody doing?
Oh, everybody's doing great, man. You know what you remind me of? I am your
What is
father.
it? Huh?
I am your father. For those
Yeah.
people who are
Yeah,
old, like
Luke,
us,
I am your
like
father.
me, I should say, you will remember that.
I do. Yeah, I'm up there. I remember. I remember
Awesome.
the first movie. Yeah.
Oh, I do too. I do too. So tell us about yourself.
All right. Well, what do you want to know? You want me to start from the beginning, or do you want me to get into the music?
Let's
Which one
start
would
a
you
little bit
rather?
on how you got into the music. So from the beginning of your bug that you got bit.
All right. Well, I've always been a fan of music. To be honest with you, I'm from Brooklyn originally, right? So what happened was, I actually, hip hop is a big deal in Brooklyn, New York. I'm sure you know, right?
Oh, I
Original,
do.
So I went to the school that Biggie went to, Busta Rhymes went to, Jay Z went to, as far as high school. So in that school particularly, like hip hop, the spirit of hip hop exists. So I caught the bug over there, but I never did anything about it. I went and got regular jobs, joined the military, served, spent a little period in Afghanistan and in Iraq. So I did some time over. So it kind of took a back seat. But since then, I've had more time on my hands since I've, kind of like took a break from working like traditional jobs. So I figured I'd put my passion in the forefront, instead of the back seat this time around.
That is kind of cool. So okay, so you served. Thank you so much for your service.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you.
All right. Yeah, definitely, definitely. We're gonna support our vets, support people who have gone over there to fight for our freedom. And
Hello?
you know, yeah, I'm here. Uh-oh. No. Oh, I got
Hello?
you back. I
Yeah, all
got you
right.
back.
Awesome.
Yay!
Yeah. All right.
All right. So I said I definitely want to thank you for your support, for fighting for the freedom and for our beliefs. Thank you so much. So
Yeah,
okay,
it's a
so
great country.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And not only do you do that, but I mean you help fight against suicide? Tell me about that.
Well, I spent a period where I was the head of security at a facility, and unfortunately, we had like a, an overwhelming amount of suicide attempts in the last few years. The world's getting darker, and a lot of ultra sensitive people are feeling it.
Huh.
And I try to talk to a lot of them, like just to convince them that it's just a temporary feeling, obviously, that things will get better. And then sometimes it would work, and then they'd walk away. But other times I had to literally physically pull people from the ledge because they were just their minds were so made up, and there was no words that can like penetrate. And I just God just used me to help people. That's kind of how I see it.
Wow. And did this have an effect on your music at all?
It does. It actually does. Because now I see it as if, all right, now there's so many like really depressing, dark music out there,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like that has a really big influence on the kids' mindsets. Because if the world is treating them bad and the music is telling them the world is bad, you get what I'm saying? It doesn't help. I'll
Yeah.
just say it like that. So now if I create music, it might not be the most like optimistic music. It might not even be the most like to be honest, my music is somewhat crass. But I tried the intellectual music and stuff like that, but it's not what the world needs, I feel in my opinion right now. It needs more fun music with good beats, things that get dopamine released to kind of distract you from how difficult things can be. If only for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't I definitely believe you. It's like I understand it. This just it's the social media generation. Back when we were growing up, there was no such thing as social media. Social was outside
Yeah,
and
or
be
on the chat
home.
line. I don't know if
Oh
you did the
yeah.
chat line like
And be home by the time that the street lights came on. You
that's
better be
true
there, or
for
at least
sure.
in front of the house.
In front of the
Uh,
house at least.
at least. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So now that the social media generation is about, most people can be not only bullied at school, where you have your local bullies, but now you can get your international bullies.
Right, right. You have more
Yeah.
access, and plus, from my perspective, because again, I had to deal with this whole thing also, um, like face to face, talking to people and their problems, and I see kind of like a constant theme, right? The theme is it's not just self confidence, right? It's also hopelessness, right? So I feel like we have to find a way to give these kids and adults hope. It's just we lost hope somewhere along the way, and that's the reason why I see the suicide rate like skyrocketing. And I urge people. I should take a moment to just urge people to get help if they feel feel that they just can't see another way out. Right? They feel that hopelessness feeling. Because again, we've all gone through it. That's why you can see any celebrity, no matter how rich or famous, they'll have a story where they went through a place where they went to a point where they felt hopelessness and they thought about doing that. But if we try to, we just need to kind of like find a way as a community, as a country, as a world, to create hope for people. So we can give these kids, at least hope. You know,
I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you. This is something that, we as parents, as elders, as the older generation that really didn't have to deal with this, we don't understand it sometimes. It's
right,
like, okay, I was brought up like, yo, if somebody, hit you, hit them back. Don't be coming
right,
home.
right.
Don't come home because you're going to get hit. It's like,
Yeah,
if you're not going to fight, you're going to have to fight me. That's
but
how
we
I
have
was
to
raised.
we have
I
to
was
adapt too. As our parenting styles have to adapt because base we can't base today's problems on yesterday's answers, right?
right.
We can't you get what I'm saying? It's like the kids nowadays are more sensitive than our kids. They might be afraid to fight. Or they might think fighting is not like they might be more intellectual than we were. So fighting is not their go to. Me, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I had to fight, even though I thought myself to be an intellectual, but I wasn't really given that opportunity to express that. Because in Brooklyn, it's all about roughneck, whoever is respect. So I had to play the role. So intellectually, I figured out how to thrive in that environment, and that'd be like by becoming the toughest guy in the vicinity. Not to say that I was, because I never really that wasn't my goal, but I had to try to be in order to survive, and I did it. I survived it. Joined the military, same mentality. Had to be the toughest and the best in order to survive. Did that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
to come back to it is like the generations are different, so we can't
yeah,
treat these kids as if we like how we were raised because our environment was different than theirs.
yeah.
So we just gotta try to understand their environment a little bit more. No matter how disgusted we are with it, the way these kids carry themselves sometimes, it might disgust us or offend us or however. But we have to dive into that new generation, understand it. That way we can help the kids. You get
Yeah,
where I'm coming from?
I gotcha, I gotcha, and I love what you're doing. I seriously do, and I know that you're on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify. All you have to do, guys, to find him is just Google Warvet the Rapper, DA, Warvet the Rapper, and I've been
Right,
putting up where you can find SoundCloud, Apple Music,
right. I
Spotify,
appreciate
all
it.
those places. Yeah, definitely. So, to me, and your music and what you're putting out is not like it's not positive because it goes through a lot of different things. Tell me about it.
Well, I'm not the most. You know how there's different types of artists, right? There's artists, especially when it comes to hip hop. There are lyricists. There's artists that mostly focus on beats. There's artists that focus on whatever content, And I'm trying my hardest to not necessarily focus on the suicide itself, right? I'm focusing on what causes you to stay away from that thought of suicide, right? Like like dopamine release, right? So like I don't want to talk to somebody. I rather make somebody happy than talk to them about not killing themselves. Because if I make them happy, they probably not gonna want to kill themselves. Does that make sense? So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
creating music that's like, that's fun, like old school. Like when I listened to Buster back in the day, like I forgot that I had beef with this dude down the block.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? If I when I'm
Yeah.
listening to Jay or I'm listening to the Cat Fab, a style that's creating music that's like quality, not just music that's reminding me that I have beef with this guy down the block. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Or
I
angering
got you.
on top of it. That's creating more like platforms or more or should I say that's adding on to the emotion, the anger. I'm trying to create
Yeah.
music that's distracting. I know at the end of the day, it's not curing the problem, but sometimes the distraction is all the time is all you need so you can reset. Does that make sense to me? I'm
It
sorry,
definitely
because I
does.
know I say a lot of words. I don't know if it's all
No,
coming through. Now. I'm not trying
no,
to disrespect or anything.
no. You got it. You got it. And you're right. These kids are suffering from a different kind of issue. You know, these issues today are um, being the top on Instagram, putting out,
Yes, the
getting
popularity
skinny,
contest.
popularity, getting skinny and being the best and
Yes,
looking like the magazines and having big hips and a big booty. I mean, literally back in my day, the skinnier you were, the better.
right,
You know,
right.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
everybody wanted
society's
to be
never had
skinny.
it right. Society's never really had it right. I mean,
No,
we're trend followers for the most part as humans. So like look at the Mona Lisa for example. At one point, the Mona Lisa was considered the most beautiful woman on the planet, right? Ideally, right?
yeah,
Like by artsy types.
yeah,
And if by today's standards, the Mona Lisa is not that attractive. Let's be honest.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But at one
Mhm.
point it was, and now for some reason it's not. And the reason why I say this to say this, is standards change and stuff like that. So whatever's popping right now is probably not gonna pop. That's why most artists, just to change the subject slightly, most artists don't really resonate over time because they don't know how to adapt, and they think that their work's gonna like it's gonna supersede time, but it doesn't. Nothing does. Time and space will continue regardless. So
Yeah,
you have to adapt if you want to stay relevant. Keep reminding people that you have quality, quality stuff. So and same thing with with kids, like those things in the social media, that's always trending, and these kids are always trying to keep up, and sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. They feel depressed when they can't, and yada yada yada. It all comes down to the parents reminding them, like at home, that this is not the real world. In the real world, you're amazing. You know what I'm saying? You're it to me. You're
yeah,
my world. You know what I'm saying? We got to remind our kids that. And they're not and again, they weren't raised in a period where this didn't exist. So they don't have the benefits of that mindset.
right. I mean,
We don't think
yeah,
about that.
yeah. You know,
So
back in the day when my son was growing up, and he had the internet, we had the internet, and I'm telling you, the internet took forever to come on. It was like that loud beep.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you wanna talk about that? Yeah, AOL?
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
gosh.
telling you.
But now it's so instant. So these kids have it on their phones. They got it on their phone. They got it on their computers. They got it at school. They're being
Right.
inundated with all kinds of advertisements and
Right.
TikTok and you
The
know.
thing is with that, right? You and I both know like marketing is like the key to everything, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So marketing is so we have to fight, right? Periodically. Sorry. Let me just introduce everyone to my beautiful wife. She just made it in here.
Hello.
Sorry. Yaya. Sorry. Hi.
Hi.
So
So pretty.
she's gonna help me because I tend to like do a lot of this, so she can kind of give me the hint. So, but I'm
He's
sorry.
doing good.
What were we talking about?
The
We
children, the social media.
Right. So the thing is with the social media thing is like these kids, they every kid has the same urge. You had the same urge I did, and that's to be really good at what they do. They
Yeah.
maybe want to be famous, maybe want everyone to love their work, right? So So social media is a means to put that out there, and they've seen a lot of people put in whatever their passion out there, and it gets appreciated. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
these kids, they want that, but it's up to the parents again to monitor. I have a kid, and we make sure to um, to kind of monitor his social media. I mean, we're not going to be successful all the time because these kids are good. You know what I mean? They're,
They
they're
are
good. They're
sneaky.
really good, especially if they're smart, like you want them to be. They're
Oh
going to
yeah.
try to.
Oh yeah.
So, but you got to stay on top of it because at the end of the day, it's for their own well-being because they might have intelligence, but they don't have wisdom.
Yeah.
Not that much yet, you know. And you have to until they develop that wisdom, you have to protect them from certain things, and also always remind them that social media is not the real world. It
Yeah.
might feel like it because you don't know any different, but it's not, you know.
Wow. And do you have any music helping the child or even the adult nowadays, to get through this?
Well, I'm working on some stuff. It's more my music. The next EP I'm working on. It's more like I'm putting different kind of things together. One, I have a song called "Save the Planet." It's mostly, talking about us doing what we got to do to kind of like help save the planet. Obviously, little anything we have to do. When we have the chance
Yeah.
to do it. And I have another song that I'm working on called uh, "Come Inside." That one's gonna be a good song. This is more for like the the general public to kind of like enjoy like more poppy type song. I have a song called "The National Guard." That one's kind of like to help people join the military. But to
Wow.
be honest with you, I'm not really focused on the lyricism of like of talking about suicide and stuff like that because I know that it's been done already. A lot of people talk about
Yeah.
it. It's not one of those things you talk about to help people. It's this thing. It's an action that you do. So
Yeah.
I'm using my platform right every chance I get to create good music to make people dance and happy. But at the same time, on the back end of things, right? We're gonna make sure that we pay attention to these situations, that we help kids, especially kids, because I know adults they go through stuff too. I know adults go through stuff too. Ideally, I want to help everybody, but I want to mostly focus on kids because like they're the future, right? So if we don't save our kids, then like we pretty much could just stop spending as a planet, you
Tell
know.
me about
But
it.
but yeah, it's that my content. Like I said, I could write songs about. I tried this by the way. I could write a song about the whole topic, but it didn't resonate well with people because again, this is a hard topic to listen to. You get where I'm coming from, and there's no way you can create it in a way where people will still be want to dance. It's one of those songs that
Yeah.
is gonna make people depressed, and that's not the goal, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
you
hear you. I hear
see
you.
me?
But
Uh,
I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate, what you're saying and why, and the great explanation is, you want to make people happy, but you're working on the opposite end as well so that people can understand that their worth is way more than anything that anybody can give you in this entire world.
Exactly, exactly. Self worth is the key to everything. Like intelligence, key to fixing diseases. Like if you have to, because would you rather have a surgeon, a brain surgeon that has confidence in himself than one who don't. No matter how good his grades are, if he has no self confidence in himself, would you be nervous if you put some knife to your brain?
He wouldn't even be in the operating room with me. Okay. Hello. No,
Man.
no.
I'm sorry. This is my beautiful wife, Carrie. By the way, I'm
I
sorry.
know.
She is probably one of the nicest like people on the planet, a person on the planet, and God's blessed me to have her come my way. So I snatch her right up. So
Well, you know what? It's good to be snatched. Definitely. Am I right, sister? That's right. By the right person that's going to treat you right. That's right. And someone
Mhm.
who loves you. That's the key right there. That's the key right
Yeah.
there. I want to thank you so much, War
Hey,
Veteran
either way,
Rapper
you're
and the
correct.
veteran for being on the show. And I've already put up, but where would you like people to actually go to listen to your music?
Well, ideally, I want everyone to kind of go to Spotify to have a listen, throw me on their playlist. You can go to TikTok, maybe have a listen to my sound, make some TikToks with it. That helps. But if you don't mind, if we have a few seconds, I wouldn't mind spitting a little raw to show you what my style kind of sound like. Because I know a lot of people are kind of like they kind of standoffish about it because they don't know what the heck I'm trying to do if I'm making jokes of hip hop or not. Is that cool?
That is so cool. Sorry, I just sneezed.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You ready?
Yes, I am so ready. Do it. Go.
All right, bet. I'm gonna start off with my little dopamine song, and I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. So do 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 pa da 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 mi 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 release. Do 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 pa da 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 mi 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 release. Get it in. The Zeppel seconded in on the BDD. I'm cool as fuck, but at this track I'm bringing the heat. If I didn't have to go to so many wars, that probably be DD. Record labels go, throw numbers out, I'll probably be meeting. From Prague, you know that I'm talking, they probably be beating me. They know what style that's flyer than mine, they probably be kidding me. In the past, my class, I got some DDDs. If there's a part I hate about, I will probably be reading. If it's hot and heated here, it's probably the weather there. Your flow is not a dice, but mine is better there. Can take my chitty dick, go ahead, you could get it there. Truth is, sheety dee, would it a cheat if I did it there? It's like a sprinkle alert if you can get it there. Since my dad's both of those a competitor. She was your girder, she called you weather dad. Now she's the weather dad, and she calls me that DDD. Let me stop right there. But I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate you. You guys, we're going to have all that information in the description box below. Right there, you're going to see Spotify, Warvet Da Rappa right there. Go ahead and go there. It's easy. Just go to Spotify, put his name in. It pops up, guys. It's like rocket science or anything.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
do it. You can do it too.
Yeah, my old self could do it. You can do it too.
That's right. That's right. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, bye.
Take care.
Hold
Thank
tight.
you, Yaya. Be safe,
Hold tight.
Yaya.
Hold on. Hold tight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did to be different. 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 I did. I did. I did to be different.